Today on the channel, we say howdy one last time with Uncle Howdy, WWE Mattel Elite Defining Moments, Ringside Collectibles exclusive.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Elite Defining Moments Ringside Collectible exclusive unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we say goodbye to Uncle Howdy. But for all your Uncle Howdy Ringside exclusive needs, guess what? Ringside Collectibles, use code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got to get the deal out there. And you know we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it, we're going to see where it goes from there. And as I said, the last ever Uncle Howdy figure here. Now we had an Ultimate, we had an Elite, and we had a main event, and now we have a Defining Moments, which is another Elite. 4 figures just missed out on a possible top 5 on the channel. Hate to hear it, Todd McFarlane. Maybe in the future, maybe a vault release. Who knows what happens there. But unfortunately, the whole Wyatt 6 is no more. Apparently making some SummerSlam appearances at WrestleCon, which I may be in attendance for. We'll see. It's a complicated July for your old buddy here. But very interested to get him. Not a lot of publicity about this one, and I think that is because he is no longer in the WWE. And I think some people may end up passing on this one because of the Ultimates, the Elites, the main events before it. And we'll do comparisons to those later on in this video as well. So without further ado, let's get down to business in the old Defining Moments category. And I've been a double up member of the Defining Moments for a long time, especially all the old releases. Once they came back, I've got the first 2 series mint on card as well, but I have dropped off. So it's one of those things now I think about it, is it time for a So Hard to Say Goodbye? Do I get rid of all of my Defining Moments? I feel weird not being complete. As I've said before, it's like a book that's not finished. Like I read half the book. Well, I made it this far. I better keep reading it. So if I'm not going to read it, I need to get all that knowledge out, forgot about. Maybe that's what I do. I got all the Defining Moments loose. Maybe I get rid of my mint on card collection. Maybe it's time. Hate to see it, but you know, maybe somebody will enjoy it more than me. I'm not sure, but I need to think about that. I'm not sure if the last couple of sets are even on ringside anymore. So I kind of forgot about it till just this moment. Collector problems is what it is. But we got Mr. Uncle Howdy right here looking good. Defining Moment style packaging. Truly a Defining Moment, I guess, the return, but now feels kind of like a weird spot. I think we need some time to let the dust settle, and maybe it'll become a Defining Moment again. Now it feels like a bit of a mistake putting him in here because he isn't around anymore. Maybe that's just me, but maybe over time the legend will grow, but it's always kind of be in the shadow of Bray Wyatt, as we know. So it's a complicated thing is what it is. Ringside exclusive sticker right there. Defining Moments with the belt looking very good. We got our favorite uncle over here. Favorite uncle over here. On the back, got a little bit of tail of the tape. Got a little blurbage action, of course. And a glamour shot up top. What's it say about Uncle Howdy? For weeks, cryptic messages from the Firefly Funhouse popped up on WWE programming until finally on Raw, June 17th, 2024. Wow, that long ago. The creations from the mind of a madman turned the backstage area into a horror show. Uncle Howdy collected a following of lost souls to preserve Bray Wyatt's legacy. People struggling with grief, with the sole purpose of inflicting fear and suffering on those in need, made it known that they will not be forgotten. Uncle Howdy had but one familiar message: let them in. And it reminds me, that was a pretty defining moment. That is a stick-out event of the last couple of years, that end of that episode. A lot of shenanigans going on at the end of that episode. Got the Wyatt 6 logo on the back, kind of a nice little touch as well. See you later, goodbye, put some spin on it. And there's somebody out there, I've had it in the comments lately. I don't know what it is, Todd McFarlane. In the last couple of weeks, I've had multiple comments where people have said, I'm throwing my packaging, I'm throwing money away. How dare you throw that packaging? It's artwork. You need to treat it with respect and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, who are these people? You know, you want to come dive through my garbage and recycling, feel free. Or if you think it's like collectible and all this stuff, you can gladly pay me for my stuff. I'll definitely pay the trash. You can pay me money, and I'm sure you'll give me a fortune because it's worth so much. I don't know, weird comments every once in a while. But there it is, old Uncle Howdy here. And of course, got some twist ties here. You can't have an M company without twist ties. We've learned that. That's one thing. That's a good takeaway from the channel if you learn that. If you learned anything from me, if it's a McFarlane or a Mattel, you better be ready for some twist ties. And sometimes the twist ties are real tight and they're hard to get out. There you go. The more you know, the more you know. There it is. A couple extra hands. Not a ton of stuff, but we got a few things. See you later. Goodbye. Off the detolf, off the glass. All right, let's get down to business here. Let's start with the accessories. And I guess we'll start with the lantern. We're going to let him in. A re-release from the Ultimate Edition. We've seen it before. Now we're seeing it again here. Makes sense. We need it with him. Makes all the sense in the world. Don't have any issues with this. So it is just a lantern all in black. Then we get some extra hands. You get the gloved hand on the right with the bray. It's the bray gloved hand. And then you get a traditional gripping hand off to the side. Choose your own hand adventure. Now, diving into the old uncle here. Uncle Howdy rocking and rolling, starting to stroll into our hearts one last time. You do got the big old top hat here, almost like a young Waylon Jennings, but maybe not as high. But you do got the little silver studs around there, a little rope on the top. Maybe like, remember a Leonard Skinner, maybe Todd McFarlane, that could be. But looking good in the hat department. Hat is removable, so leave it on, take it off, choose your own adventure. Getting down to the face here, you got that long white hair looking like a young Snowy White is what it looks like. There's a deep cut for somebody. But looking good in the long hair. Got the big beard in the front, and then you got the mask. And we've seen different shades of coloring for the mask over the Mattel lines over the last couple of years. Getting the kind of baby bluish color on this one here. You do got the jacket overcoat here. Once again, reuse, I believe. I think we have seen this before. Jacket is removable if you want it to be. So choose your own adventure. If you want to take it off, leave it on. Do whatever you want to do. You do got some details sculpted into the jacket as well, so it does look nice. You do get the arms here, so it's like his full jacket going on. You got the whole thing going on, very similar to the Ultimate version we did unbox on the channel many moons ago. Got the gripping hand and splayed out hand, the exact opposite hands over here from the last one. I feel like you got to at least leave the gripping hand because you want to be holding the lantern, but I guess you could put the lantern in front of his feet, depending how you display these guys as well. Getting down to the bottom here, a little twist tie hangover. Getting down to the bottom, you got the black pants. He's really like a young Johnny Cash, all in black going on here, all the way down to the black boots as well. Arms all the way around on this one, bicep cut. Double jointed, pinless elbows, playing all the hits there. Hands back and forth, side to side. Head back and forth, side to side. A little bit limiting by the hair, but the head does pop off if you want it to be removable. You got the ab crunch. You got the waist articulation. You got the splits if you need them. You got the leg that goes up. No issues here. No Vietnam issues at all in this one. Smooth as butter. You do get the thigh cut, double jointed, pinless knees. You got the boot cut, and then you got the ankles back and forth, side to side as well. Playing a lot of hits here with this one. Very smooth. You never know what you're going to get sometimes with the articulation, but smooth on this one here. So love to see that. Made in Vietnam as well. It does say 2024 Vietnam though, so we're getting some reuse out of this as well. Does fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand. Use code Kyle, save 10%, as I said earlier. But there it is. Last time in the line looks to be the case right here with one Uncle Howdy. Is this a pickup for you? Let me know in the comments below. But we do got some over the last year or so. We do got the Ultimate Edition. Now, yep, this is the same jacket that we got with the Ultimate Edition. Looks honestly to be the same arms as the Ultimate as well. Gotta re-share with kindness, I guess. The big difference between these two is the mask. You got more of the grayish, brownish color over here with the baby blue. You could swap these heads if you want to. Same exact helmet, hat. He's got the same hat going on, same hands going on. It is basically a repaint here, just different articulation, stuff like that going on. Huh. Interesting. So make note of that. And then we do got his Elite, which is very similar to this one here. I can see if you have the Elite, there is really not a lot of reason for this one. This is not terribly different from the Elite at all, in all honesty. Same jacket going on, same hat. Almost looks like Michael P.S. Hayes, Doc Hendricks is what it reminds me of in some kind of. But man, this is basically the exact same figures. It's basically a re-release. So you do not need this if you already have the prior Elite. So that's where I'm going to have to make these as different as possible. Make the hands different. Maybe display one with the jacket on, one with the jacket off. Because we're going to have to take off our pants and jacket, Todd McFarlane. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. I don't like this at all, honestly. It's just basically like a From the Vault Greatest Hits release is what this seems to be here. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. They should have done something different. And then last but certainly least, here we got the main event, which is more of a wrestling gear version here. Would have almost rather seen this as an Elite to at least make something different. But if you have the Ultimate, you probably don't need this. If you have the prior Elite, you probably don't need this either. Depends how hardcore of a fan you are, if you're a completionist, all that kind of stuff. But man, I'm really struggling to find the differences between the two Elites at this point. Basically, it's a packaging change. So if you want him in defining moments, you didn't want him part of that Wyatt family pack, then that's where you're at. That's where you're at. So an interesting one. Not a favorite of mine, I will say, unfortunately. I liked the premise, liked the gimmick. I just didn't think it had a lot of legs. It didn't really excite me, and I felt like it was just kind of lost in the shuffle. So we'll see what happens to them. The 6 in the future, we'll see where they go, and I guess WrestleCon will be the start of that. Rumors of Joe Gacy going to GCW. Nikki Cross just bought some promotion overseas, so I'm sure she'll be involved in that. Not sure where the rest of the team will go. Eric Rowan, I'll probably see him at heavy metal concerts up in Minnesota like I usually do. We'll see where it goes from there, I guess. But I'd be very interested to hear your thoughts on this, if you picked it up or if you passed on this. Kind of flying under the radar, and I think a lot of that has to do with him no longer being in the WWE. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. You made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channels, 2 YouTube channels with content every single day. Check out YouTube channel memberships. Check out Patreon to support the channel. All kinds of stuff to keep you busy over there. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, Kyle Peterson Show. Available where podcasts are found with videocast on YouTube. So for Uncle Howdy one last time, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?